Hi there, everybody. Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. I have a question for you. What is the quality of your work? You're probably wondering why I'm asking that. Well, I'm going to claim something today, something I did that was not so smart, and because I did this, it brought to mind, the question of what is the quality of your work. Let me explain what happened. I was busy doing some work that I don't really enjoy doing. It had to do with math, getting some prices put together, and this, that, and the other, and then printing this stuff out. And, well, I hate doing it. I'm going to admit I hate doing it. So here I am, working as fast as I can on the computer, trying to get this stuff put in its place, boom, boom, boom. And I get done, so I think I'm done, and I send it out to someone. Well, for some reason I had to go back and look at something. I looked, and here I had done all these mistakes, just screwed things up. And I'm like, oh man, now I gotta go back, I gotta fix all this stuff. And really, the reason it all happened was because I was in a hurry. I was rushing to get something done that I don't like doing just because I wanted to get to something else that I'd rather be doing. And in the back of my mind, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm thinking about what I'd rather be doing, right? And so what actually happened was the quality of my work went right down the drain. It went down the tubes. I had to go back, correct things, resend it, and then you look kind of foolish. It's like, yeah, I made a mistake. I screwed this up. Here's, use this one instead, whatever. And it's kind of embarrassing, it didn't have to happen, and the only reason it did happen is because I rushed what I was doing. And if you're human, you've probably done this before. It's not something unusual or new to you, and it brought to mind that it's a good reminder to people to slow down and put some quality into what it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're working on at the time, even if you don't like it, because there's some variables you got to look at. Okay, if you rush through something and you got to go back and fix what you did because you made all these mistakes, how much time is that actually costing you to go back and fix those mistakes? Then if you got to reprint something on paper, you're wasting paper, just a lot of time, just in money, if you're not careful. And so it all leads back to the quality of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Even if you don't like something, you should slow down. Think through a process, perhaps. So I need to do this. Did I check this? Did I check that? Is that in the right place? Whatever. And then, if all that's right, then you can move on to the next project. But if you're not doing that, if you're not thinking about what it is you're working on at that moment, you're thinking about what you'd rather be doing in the next moment, what's going to happen is you're missing things. People used to brag about, multitasking, whatever, and I look back at that, and I've multitasked for a lot of years of my life, and I'll tell you what, all it's done was create more mistakes and cause you to have to go back and redo things over and over again that you don't really want to have to redo, or wouldn't have had to redo if you would have done it right the first time. And the corporate world, quote unquote, is really good for that. They like to have multitaskers because they can push you to do more and not have to hire as many people to do it. And okay, that's good maybe, but on the other hand, how many mistakes are actually getting through that could have been resolved by taking the time to do quality work to begin with? But what I'm leading to with all this, it doesn't just go with things that you don't like to do. If you get into a habit of always rushing through things because you're always worried about the next moment, whatever is waiting for you in that next moment, what happens is you start this trend of rushing through everything you do, including the things that are important, that make you money. Let's say you're putting together an advertising campaign for your business, and next thing you know, you're rushing through because I just want to get to the next moment, right? And so you've rushed through it, you're done with it, and it sucks. Nobody's attracted to the advertising. people look at it, and believe it or not, people can see the quality, you know, if whether this person really cared about what they did or not. It shows through. It shows through. Somehow it shows through. People pick up on this stuff. Whether this was just done to get it done, or whether it was done because somebody actually cared enough to take the time to do it right. And you know, the thing is, that's what you should do. Take the time to do it right. Make sure you're asking yourself the right questions while you're doing it, because that's something that's really important with whatever you do, so that you're doing quality work. Asking the right questions, especially when it's advertising. You know, what's going through the prospect's mind when they're searching for whatever it is that you have that you feel they need. Are you answering their questions? Are you giving them some sort of the solution that they're looking for while they're you know, these are the things that should be going through your head. You know, if you're rushing through something to get it done, you're going to miss those points. You're just going to get some sloppy advertisement out there that doesn't attract anything hardly. You know, I make a few sales, but you're not going to get what you really want out of it. So, you know, that's really what was going through my head when I was rushing through that today. You know, it had nothing to do with my business. It had it was other things. And but I looked at it, and it's like, you know, what if that would have been something to do with my business, and I rushed through it, and I'm wondering why things aren't working. You know, whenever I create like a pay-per-click ad or anything, I'm always asking myself, what would somebody be asking themselves while they're looking for whatever it is I have? So if I can answer that question, and that while that person's out on a search and they see my pay-per-click and I have that, and they notice that because it answers the question, or it's making them feel the pain or whatever it is that they need to be feeling in order to you know, click my ad, then, you know, I've succeeded. I've actually thought it through enough to create that interest. So, you know, when I created Project Mindset, the whole idea was to find a better way of doing things. And so what I've done is I put all these ideas out there on this blog, on these videos, so that I can help other people to find a better way for themselves. And you know, how you use Project Mindset, it's really up to you. But I can tell you one thing, it's just a better way. I enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch it through. So you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later now. Bye.